You guys, Chip's proposed. Chip's the love of my life, my best friend, my partner in all things, proposed to me, and I said yes. And I am amazed, and before the next year is over, he and I will be married and beginning a new chapter of what has already been an amazing and beautiful life together. And I wanted to tell all of you, not only because I love him with all of my heart, and not only because this is going to be one of the most amazing steps and transformations of my entire life. I had no idea that getting married would just shift the gravity of my heart in such a profound way, especially because I never thought I was going to get married. So this is something so special and so beautiful, and I want to share it with all of you guys because I realized that most of you probably don't know about Chips. None of you have ever seen him, and I realized I needed to explain how amazing he has been and how much a part of everything we've done, all 8,000 of our adventures here, everything that you see, everything that we have created together, you guys and I, also has Chips there in the shadows behind it, supporting it all. And I wanted to be able to tell you guys, not only are we engaged to be married, not only is he going to become my husband and I will be his wife, and we will be partners moving forward to try to create a wonderful, beautiful life together and use our relationship and the strength we gain from it to make this world a better place. But I wanted to thank him too for having been there for all of us for the last 7 years, even though you guys didn't know it. And also because I wanted to tell you guys we're getting engaged and make this video because so many of you are so curious about the engagement story. And yes, it involves a mushroom, me crying, and a lot of birds, which is really fun. So I will tell you guys the engagement story. I will tell you guys a little bit more about what we know about our wedding. There's actually a chickadee on my window right now, pecking on my window. I don't know why you're doing that, you adorable thing, but you're adorable. He's literally, okay. He just flew into a branch and a cardinal is staring at him very questioningly. But you guys, what kind of magic engagement announcement is that? I just had a chickadee pecking on my window. That's beautiful. But alright, so for those of you guys who don't know, Chips is my, I'm used to saying boyfriend, best friend, love of my life, partner in all things. I love him. Like, that's been my speech. Just the thing that burst out of my heart because I cannot contain just saying my boyfriend. That's not enough. I have to just add at least a few more words onto that to express the depth of love and excitement and bliss I feel sharing my life with him. So previously it's been boyfriend, love of my life, best friend, partner in all things, and now it's going to be fiance, love of my life, best friend, and partner in all things. And he and I met 7 years ago, which coincidentally, 7 years ago we also started this channel, which means 7 years ago I became Seri. And 7 years ago I learned that following my heart and working really, really, really hard in that direction really would change my life. And 7 years ago, almost exactly when I met Chips, we started telling adventures here. And so for me, all of those things are really, really intimately twined together. It's like 3 little seeds that grew in the same spot, just coincidentally being planted at the same time. And they twirled and twined around each other, and now they're this big flourishing tree that is my heart and the center, gravity, the center of my whole world. And they're just together now. And so what I'm trying to say in that very poetic metaphor is that although many of you guys don't know it, Chips, that best friend, love of my life, fiance, partner in all things, without him being there hidden in the shadows in the background, because he still doesn't want to come on camera, and I totally respect that, But he's been there, even though you guys haven't seen him. And from the very beginning of our adventures, I've had, for the first time in my life, the experience of unconditional love and a best friend who didn't want anything from me other than to see me happy. And that is the kind of love that transforms. Chips and I met, and I'll tell more of these kinds of stories for Vlogmas over on the vlog channel, because it's about time I finally put them into one place. So if you're really curious about this amazing, nurturing, fantastic relationship that I am so, it is the most important thing in my life and the most transformational thing I've ever been part of, my relationship with him. Together we've made this happen, you know? But I'll be putting the stories of how we all met, like how we met and how some of our fun dates. And like the first time we met, our very first date, I had been so nervous and waiting for him to arrive that I panic gardened in my little garden and dug up some little potatoes, and I thought I would have time to wash my hands and get all the dirt off of them and to put the potatoes away. And I scooped up the potatoes and I felt so much better because I was so nervous for this first date. We'd been talking online for a few weeks and I really seemed to like him and we were just clicking so much, but maybe it was just in my head. And I stood up and I was like, ah, that's better. I just needed to do a little gardening to clear my head. Had all these potatoes in my hands and I turned to go inside to put them in the kitchen, and he was standing right there. And he was nervous too, and I could tell he was nervous, and all of a sudden I just realized he shouldn't be nervous because we're just gonna have a fun day together no matter what happens. And I walked up to him and I was like, oh, here. And I just handed him a bunch of potatoes on our very first date. My hands covered in dirt, and just, it was amazing because I've been on dates before, and both of us have been in like long-term relationships before where we learned that that wasn't exactly what love was, and we went onward to find new things. But I have never been on a date before or met someone that I thought I would have feelings for where the nervousness of how I would react and what I would do just was washed away from this concern of, oh, I want them to be happy. Like, I'll be calm because I don't want them to be nervous too. And then I give them potatoes. So those kinds of stories I'll tell more of over on the vlog channel. I am desperately trying to catch up on Vlogmas, but getting engaged on top of all of the videos we've been doing here on the main channel, on top of it being like December, which is the most important and busiest month on YouTube for a YouTuber, means that I'm a little behind on Vlogmas, but keep your eyes out for things like that because it'd be very wonderful and special to share more of those stories. But guys, I just really wanted to tell you guys, even though you've never seen him, Chips is behind everything that you do see. He is truly, on a level that I never really knew you could have, my best friend. And you guys and our community that we've built, like I said, you guys are like 1/3 of this tree that forms my truest heart and my truest desire for the world. He is 1/3, I am 1/3, my confidence, my love of storytelling, my curiosity, the part of me, the good things in me, I have worked so hard to cultivate and nourish over the last few years. And then you guys and our community. Look at me. I am surrounded by you guys. Pictures, fan art, everything that guides my day. I'm thinking of you, and I'm thinking of him, and I'm thinking of myself. So those three things form the core of my heart, and they all grew together. I really began to live a truly healthy, self-loving life around the time I met Chips, and my relationship with him really helped me to nourish that. He wasn't the only reason I learned to fall in love with myself and take good care of myself. And the channel and the creative outlook and realizing I wanted to be a storyteller wasn't the only reason. But all three of those things together have created the life that you see here. And so even though you guys have never seen him, one of the factors that have led to all of this is my relationship with him. It is the many late nights that he and I have stayed up because I was nervous or anxious about a series, or because I was concerned about what somebody said in the comments and were they okay? How could I try to make things a little bit better for them? He has been there for picking up mail from the P.O. box. He sorted through it with me and commented about how exciting it was to see this person again. He's helped out on every level, from helping me with the practical stuff of building the computers to helping me with coming up with really creative ways that I could tell our stories in different styles. And he's helped me tremendously get back up every time I've stumbled and fallen down. It is not easy to create from your heart. It is not easy to have your own small little corner in YouTube and just throw everything you have into it to try to keep it growing and going so that you can tell stories into the years to come from your heart, you know? It's not easy to do this, but he has been there every single time I have struggled and stumbled and helped me get back up. And so, although you guys have never seen him, I want you guys to know that in every adventure, he's there. In every day, I am able to laugh with a light heart. In every day that I'm able to smile so broadly. In every step I was able to take forward in building the confidence that you can physically see transform from the earliest vlogs from before he and I lived together all the way to now, when we are now engaged and getting ready to get married. He has been there at my side as my partner, helping me to grow. And as a result, helping all of this to grow. So if you've ever appreciated some of our adventures, if they've ever touched your heart or your creativity or your curiosity, if they've ever given you a sense of peace, or if this community we've built is on any level important to you, I want you to know that that's also because of Chips. Because he has been there every single step of the way from the beginning. And we built our relationship together. And one of the things that we built it around was my transformation into the storyteller that I am today. My love of giraffes began after I met him and we were together. And who I am is poured into what I create for all of you. And who I am has had the honor of being shaped by and shaping him. And so I just wanted to say that, because I know a lot of you guys may be like, oh, that's nice, Seri. Pretty cool you're getting married, but like, I don't really know this guy. And I wanted to let you guys know that, yeah, you know this guy. He's in everything we've done. And he's in every good moment that we've been able to share, because that's what our loved ones do. They're in everything we do in our lives. When we really fall in love and it's a healthy and nourishing relationship, we become reflections of that in everything we do. And so you've never seen him, but you do know Chips. And I'm really excited to tell you guys that we're getting ready to step forward into another great adventure together. So on that note, like, okay, I'll tell the engagement story really quickly because I think it's pretty adorable. And just answer a couple of the quick questions that I have already gotten from so many of you, because it is beautiful to share the emotions of this next transformation, this next chapter of our lives. But the engagement story I'll tell in more depth and with more pictures and video on the vlog channel, but the basic gist of it is that Chips took me on a walk around our favorite lake, and I had no idea that he was even thinking about marriage. I honestly never thought I would get married. I didn't want to rock the boat with our relationship that was so good and blissful, and I think I was just a little nervous, and I didn't want to change things unless I was 100,000% sure that my partner, that he would also want to create a marriage together, because it is a little different. So much has not changed and so much will change, and nothing will change at all at the same time. But anyway, I'm rambling now because I love him, and whoa, this is a big thing. But but we went to our favorite lake, and we were walking along the edges in the forest off the trails and looking for mushrooms, and I saw a cute mushroom and I thought, oh, I should take a picture of that to share with everyone. So I leaned down to take a picture of the mushroom and crouched down on the forest floor, and he leaned down next to me, and I remember thinking, oh, is he gonna poke the mushroom with a stick? And I turned to ask him if he was going to poke the mushroom with a stick, and he had a ring. And he looked into my eyes and asked me to marry him. And I fell over. I fell over onto the forest floor. I think I asked him in quick succession, really? Are you serious? Is this a game we're playing? All at once to make sure I wasn't misunderstanding. And then I'm not sure what happened after that, but he says there were a lot of tears involved. I do believe I just clung to him crying and babbling and saying of course and yes over and over again. A very confused cormorant, which is a type of shorebird, in case you don't know, was staring at us from a log a few feet away. And at one point, while we were still there on the forest floor, a very confused golden retriever who was quite concerned about the humans nearby walked past us with his owner, who was completely not concerned or interested. And we got up and we sat on a picnic table and stared out at our favorite lake, which is definitely our favorite lake now, forever, and talked about the future and being in love and what it meant. And it was beautiful and it was amazing. And I will never forget how unexpected it was, but also how when you really love someone and you turn and you go to make another step, another layer of celebrating that love, of committing to that love, the gravity of your heart shifts. It's like the whole world just shifts under your feet. And I've read that phrase so many times in books, but it really happens. Also expect to cry a lot if you're emotional and excitable like me, and expect to sleep a lot because you cried a lot on the day that you got engaged. So that was us getting engaged, and there'll be more of that story, and there'll be more video of all of the amazing birds that we saw on that walk over on the vlog channel as well. And I just wanted to say I love him, and I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to our future. A lot of people have already asked when's the wedding and what are you going to do and what it's going to be like, and we don't know because everything's in a rough draft right now, but we can say we're hoping to keep things small and simple and source everything as ethically as possible. We're looking at rings right now that are ethically sourced, that come from mines that are very focused on fair trade. And I say that because basically for us, the celebration that we'll have and then the marriage that we'll have will hopefully just be a celebration of what we already knew was wonderful and good. And it will, I hope, be a marriage that will give us the support and strength so that both of us will be able to go forward and do good in the world. I know that that will be the foundation of our marriage together, to seek to leave this world a better place than we found it. And that's why I know that this is going to be one of the best chapters of my life. And I'm so excited to share it with all of you. So we're hoping to get married before the summer comes and we get ready to move to Taiwan with nothing but a couple bags, and you guys, of course, and begin another stage of our life of adventure. But I'll let you guys know as more details kind of come out, and I will definitely share more stories and more of this amazing life that I am so grateful to share with him over on our vlog channel too. So thank you guys, and just thank you for listening. I love him so much, and I'm really hoping I can show how the love that we've built together goes forward to hopefully create beautiful things and do good in the world. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.